Hello and welcome to Science Never Stops. I'm your host, Joseph Vick, with today's topic, what is a pie graph? Now, a pie graph is a special graph that uses pie slices of pie, just like when you have a cherry pie that you eat, you get a proportion or section of that pie. And in a pie graph, it's the same sort of feel. So each pie graph is divided into sectors, where each sector represents a value or a percentage of the whole. So with pie graphs, you work with what is a percentage of an amount taken. So let's, using an amount of something, create our own pie graph with candy bars. Now let's make our own pie graph. So I have here a pie dish that we're going to use to pull a random sample of candy bars into our pie dish to make a pie chart. So I've listed out with the key the 7 different types of candy bars that I could potentially pull from this section. So I'm going to do a total of 10 candy bars. So let's pull our random sample. So we have our random sample. So let's take our random sample and write out on our key the amounts of each that we have. So first, our crunch bar, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Is our total. 4. How many Twix? So that's 0. Snickers, we have 1. Milky Way, looks like a big 0. Milky Way Dark, 0. Butterfinger, 1. And Baby Ruth, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are our totals. And 4, 1, 1, and 4, they equal 10. Now, to do a pie graph, you have to take percentages in order for it to show up and be an image on your pie graph. So, in order to get a percentage of these, we have a total of 10. So we're going to times them by 10 to give us a percentage. So, 4 times 10 is 40%. 1 times 10, we have 10%. And then 1 times 10, again, is 10%. 4 times 10 is 40%. Now, how are we going to visualize that? So in our pie dish, when we have a pie, we have different slices. So we're going to put these in our pie dish to see how much room each one of them takes up. And it's that amount of room that then will determine how big the slice will be. So I have here my marker. So I'm going to do a line here. So the pie slices in our graph, we have a large chunk, equal chunks of Baby Ruth and Nestle Crunch Bar at 40% and 40%. And then we have with our Butterfinger and our Snickers bars, we both have a 10% count. So with this, that is how you determine a pie chart. So you take your amount of random sample, calculate its amount, find out its percentage out of 100, and then you figure out the sizes. Now, A lot of pie charts, when you're doing them in special software, require you to do a table first before it can generate anything like we did here. And as you can see, these aren't perfectly aligned because I did it by hand. Any computer or graphic data software would allow you to have much cleaner lines and more nicely divided divisions and fractions and percentages. But this allows you to see sort of the amount. Now, with the amount, which one of our sample, which candy bar has the largest sample set? Now, in our sample set, it seems to be equally divided. So our largest sample set is a tie between our Crunch Bar at 40% and our Baby Ruth at 40%. And which happens to have the lowest sample set? It also is a tie with our 10% Butterfinger and 10% Snicker Bar. Now, how about you try doing your own pie graph using various items that you select randomly, whether it be candy bars, whether it be beads or buttons. See what you can do with your pie graph, whether you use pie or you use other things. Remember that science never stops and math never stops.